Hello students, we are continuing with the chapter Equality from our class 11th political science textbook, Political Theory. This is the next part of the chapter where we will be discussing about the various theories which form and how equality is studied there. First one which we are going to study is about feminism. Feminism is a collection of movements and ideologies aimed at defining, establishing and defending equal political, economic and social rights for women. This includes seeking to establish equal opportunities for women in education and employment. Right? Those people who follow feminism are called feminists. It is not necessarily that it is only women who are feminists. There are men also who believe in equal rights for women, and so they also are feminists. Theory of feminism is emerged from feminist movements. It aims to understand the nature of gender inequality by examining women's social roles and lived experience. कि औरतें का social status क्या है और उनके experiences क्या है, उसके ऊपर base करके ये theory बनाई गई है feminism की. Some of the earlier forms of feminism have been criticized. This led to a creation of ethnically specific or multicultural forms of feminism. According to feminists, inequality between men and women in society is the result of patriarchy. ठीक है? Feminists कहते हैं कि patriarchy की वजह से feminism status of women जो है society में वो बहुत अच्छा नहीं रहा है. Now, what is patriarchy? Patriarchy is based on the assumption that men and women are different by nature and that this difference justifies their unequal positions in society. ये भी this is the basic meaning of patriarchy कि दोनों में बहुत difference है naturally, इसलिए natural difference को के रखते हुए they have a different position in society. पर ये unequal position in society में हुआ क्या है that the male has started dominating and the women has always been submissive. So that is what people are not happy with. They both are both have their own individuality and their own importance. This is what feminism is trying to express. So the feminists say that we should not make the distinction on the basis of sex. Sex is the biological difference between men and women. So the differentiation should not be on the basis of sex, but it should be gender, which we should speak about, which determines the different roles that men and women play in the society. So it should be more that what is your gender than talking about the sexual difference that is there between men and women. That is the natural difference, which cannot be changed. Based on this natural difference, we cannot have unequal positions in the society for men and women. It should be based on this gender, which should play a role, right? For instance, the biological fact that only women can become pregnant and bear children does not require that only women should look after children after they are born. So sexual difference ye hai ki men cannot give birth, women can give birth. That should not become a gender difference also. After the birth of the child, the men and women both can play a role in bringing up that child, okay, in looking after the child. That is what the feminists say. Feminists show us that much of the inequality between men and women is produced by society and not by nature, right? This they try to explain by this system of double burden. So double burden they say that patriarchy produces a division of labor by which women are supposed to be responsible for private and domestic matters, while men are responsible for the public domain. Feminists question this distinction by putting out that, in fact, most women are also active in the public domain. That is, most women all over the world are employed in some form of work outside the home, but women continue to be solely responsible for housework as well. अगर हम आजकल की women की बात भी नहीं करें, जहां women go to office and go to work and then they come back home and work at home also, even if we don't talk about this, we don't give these times as examples, even in the past we have seen that women have carried out work outside the homes also. You see in the villages, the women also work in the fields, in their own farms. The men and women, both the husband and wife will go and work in the fields there. But when they come back home, the husband will rest and the wife will do the household work. Wife will finish the household work also and she will do the outside work also. So that is why it is termed as double burden. So this is the the concern of the feminists, that both the men and the women should be doing equal type of work and equal amount of work, irrespective of their natural differences, which cannot be changed, right? So that is what feminism talks about. Next, that theory that we have is a clash between Marxism and liberalist view of equality. These are two political ideologies of our times. Marx was an important 19th century philosopher, and who argued that the root cause of inequality was private ownership of important resources such as oil, land, forest, and other forms of property. He emphasized that such private ownership did not only make the class of owners wealthy, it also gave them political power. जिनके पास oil है, जिनके पास railway है, या जिनके पास electricity hai, these kind of land hai, these kind of resources, then those people obviously become economically well off also and politically powerful as well. So such powers enables them to influence state policies and laws, and this could prove a threat to democratic government. This is what Marxists say because Marx said this. He pointed out that such private ownership did not only make the class of owners wealthy, it also gave them political power. It influences. Marxists and socialists feel that economic inequality provides support to other forms of social inequality, such as differences of ranks or privileges. Rich or poor को बहुत ज़्यादा importance देता है ये वाला system, this private ownership system, where one person keeps on becoming rich and the other keeps on becoming poor or on birth of middle class, etc. Whereas liberals point out that principles of competition is the most effective and fair way of distributing resources and rewards in society. So they feel that while the states may have to intervene to try and ensure a minimum standard of living and equal opportunities for all, this cannot be by itself bring quality and justice to society. So unlike socialists, liberals do not believe that political, economic, and social inequalities are necessarily interlinked. They maintain that inequalities in each of these spheres should be tackled appropriately. अलग अलग सबको टैकल करना चाहिए, एक साथ नहीं मिला देना चाहिए. लिबरल्स का ये कहना है कि कंपटीशन होनी चाहिए, जैसे हमारे स्कूल्स में कंपटीशन होती है, जैसे हमारे एग्जाम्स होते हैं, कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स होते हैं, या आपके स्कूल के भी जो एग्जाम्स होते हैं वो भी एक टाइप के कॉम्पिटिशन्स हैं. तो जिनके पास अच्छा होगा, जो अच्छा करेंगे, वो सक्सेसफुल हो जाएंगे. ठीक है? So that is how they felt that there should be competition. They upholded the principle of competition, and that is how they felt that equality could be maintained. That was the view of the liberals. Another form of theory of equality is socialism. Socialism is an economic system characterized by social ownership by the means of production and cooperative management of the economy. Social ownership may refer to cooperative enterprises, common ownership, state ownership, or citizen ownership of equity. A socialist economic society would consist of a system of production and distribution organized to directly satisfy economic demands and human needs. Okay? So distribution would be based on the principle to each according to his contribution. जितना आपने contribute किया है, जितना आपसे हो पाया है, आपने उतना किया है, तो आपको उतना ही result उसका मिला है. That is the idea of socialism, right? This socialism was reframed by an Indian socialist thinker, that is Ram Manohar Lohia. He identified 5 kinds of inequalities which had independent roots and had to be fought separately and simultaneously. ठीक है? These 5 kinds of inequalities कौन सी थी? Equalities based on color, skin के ऊपर, ठीक है? Caste inequality जो कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा prevalent थी इंडिया में. Colonial rule inequality because of colonial rule, जैसे इंडिया में ब्रिटिशर्स ने रूल किया था तो हम लोग backward भी हो गए, हमारे ऊपर दूसरे लोगों का domination था. So that is also an inequality अगर आप बाकी states के हिसाब से देखें तो. And then economic inequality that cannot be ruled out. So these were the 5 inequalities that he spoke about. ठीक है? But he said that these inequalities have to be fought independently. आप सबको एक साथ नहीं लड़ सकते सबके खिलाफ. Revolution जो करना है वो इनके साथ अलग-अलग revolution करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? So he says which had independent roots and had to be fought separately and simultaneously. एक साथ लेकिन अलग-अलग. For him, struggle against these 5 inequalities constituted 5 revolutions, right? और फिर बाद में इन 5 revolutions में he added 2 more revolutions and इस theory को इन्होंने नाम दिया सप्त क्रांति. So those 2 more revolutions which he added, the first 5 you can see, and then he added these 2 more revolutions: revolution for civil liberties against unjust encroachments on private life, and revolution for non-violence for renunciation of weapons in favor of satyagraha, like Gandhiji wanted. So these 2 revolutions he added in the 5 revolutions that he already spoke about, and he felt that all of them should be fought simultaneously but separately, right? So these were the 7 revolutions of Sapta Kranti, which for Lohia was the ideal of socialism. So these are the theories that are prevalent with regard to attaining equality, that is feminism, Marxism, liberalism, and socialism. Hope you understood them. Study them nicely. They will help you for your exam. Have a good day. God bless you.